Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here. We are back for another one of our Patreon one-shots. This time, as you can clearly see, I am not in the helm, because we are playing our Tales from the Things from the terribleness that is England. Writing on Dunsmore, run by our very own El Profo. And as always, if you guys like what we do here, you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is just like these fine folks you see here before you, by joining us over on our Patreon. So click the link down in the description down below. Join us over there to get all kinds of cool access to behind-the-scenes things, and a chance to play with us in these one-shots. We have, I believe, 2 open slots. While you're down there, click on that link, join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation, and as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you will see the corruption bar. That bar serves 2 purposes. One is when that bar fills, El Profo does something terrible to us, I assume, like send one of us back in time. And 2, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to this channel for all kinds of things like mortgages and artwork and editing and new equipment and fun things like that. With that, I turn things over to our illustrious GM to bring us into the grey, dismal existence that is England. Old England, to be.
It's summertime, so quite the opposite. Anywho, as I usually start off with these things, the year is 1995. The place, England, the real one, except no imitations. To be specific, Warwickshire, home of William Shakespeare, of heavy metal, and which you could say encompasses and includes sadistic hypnic robotic nannies, which brought many of you together. Well, 50%, so I'm still going to call that a win. Anyway, so also the jet engine was invented here, which has changed the world. If you consider that and the magnetron effect, it's made the world even smaller. And it is the birthplace of one Edward Alexander Crowley, infamous occultist and wickedest man in the world, a county of castles and country houses rife with ghosts and ghouls, the locale of the infamous Spirit House, one of the most haunted places in the world, an idyllic English village 5.5 miles from the sprawl of the British Motor City Coventry. And that's why I'm listening to Susie Quattro. She's awesome. Now, the site of Infini-corp's urban renewal program and its top secret British particle accelerator beneath the very street of Coventry itself. Perhaps the world's worst kept secret. The primary one is rumoured to be about the size of the A4053, and the second one has just come online this summer. Welcome to Brighton. Welcome home. And in important national news, it is the height of the Britpop wars in 1995. Blood has been spilled on both sides. And finally, Oasis have been slewn and sent back to Manchester, as Blur have had the #1 this week with Country House. Anyway, welcome back to the village. Let's begin our ritualistic humiliation in the traditional school manner of, new kid, introduce yourself. Iquin, tell us a little about Derek.
Well, hello, Derek, 17, kind of living mostly out on the street, going around my dirtbag, plaid pants, trousers, you know, Americans call them pants, don't know what they're talking about, have my exploited shirt, even fixed it. See here, safety pins, got my blue mohawk, got my face all painted nicely. So fuck all of y'all. That's my attitude.
Yeah, so
Impeccable
Derek
British accent.
Yeah, it is. It's flawless.
Bloody wanker.
Yeah, I mean, what does Sweden have to offer us apart from the candy pop of the Cardigans?
Do you really want to go to Sweden pretending to be American, pretending to be English again? You remember the last time we did that?
I want to live there. I want to live in that.
Yep. Sweden, English-American hybrid. We're just going to have to get in the longboat and conquer our own damn country. Just a small one. For starters. Yeah, so Derek is in a perpetual state of looking for work. So who and how would he go about looking for that? Checking adverts in shop windows, that sort of thing?
Pretty much going around in the village, see if anyone has a quid to spare, need a hand to do anything,
Yeah.
just mostly like, cleaning work or work on a field, and fix
Mhm.
something that is easy to fix for a farmer, maybe move some boxes for someone. And anyone who like doesn't shove him away right away is kind of like working class, non fancy pants to
Yeah.
him, then work can get done. Civil niceness could be exchanged.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like there are sometimes like adverts in the window of Ducky's garage, the Wrighton garage, because a lot of the farmers stop in there. They get the newspapers and stuff like that. So it's
I
always worth
mean,
a check.
yeah, as long as it's not, like really complicated things,
Yeah.
Derek could be fine doing that. Like most things, like you would probably rather find them either at Ducky's, out on a
Yeah.
field, or somewhere rather than in school, like ever.
Mm. Yeah. Him and I assume he's on first name terms with the truant officer. So yeah, I figure this particular morning that he will be heading towards the Wrighton garage as loudly as a Honda with probably a back box missing or held together with duct tape and a prayer can take you. And as Derek's sort of like cruising along, looking really cool, helmets for dorks, right?
Fuck yeah, helmets are for bloody wankers. Look at my like nicely
Yeah.
put up hair. Don't do this in like fucking 20 minutes. No,
Uh,
I'm cruising around
yeah.
having probably absolutely no safety gear
Yeah.
whatsoever, and the dirt bike is like barely working and holding on, and it's probably has had perpetual low on fuel if it had a working fuel gauge.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, roll me if you investigate be a pretty good stat. Roll me an investigate. See what you make of the road scene.
First roll, investigate. Let's see.
Never end well.
Can I can't investigate for shit.
No. And as you're looking around, a massive, huge Iveco van pulls out in front of you without indicating, and Derek is very near to make face planting the back doors of this huge new van, and it has in large orange letters written "Orange Thunder Cider" on it.
Slam the brakes, come up, like, is it coming out so I can see the driver, or like which
No,
side did it come from?
you just seen the back, and it seems pretty black. It seems
Ah,
pretty blacked out, like somebody spent a lot of money on it.
just slam the brakes, see if I can
Yeah,
evade it, go next to it, like go on the right side up, and just like
yeah.
bang on the window, like, hey, cunt, doing?
The van gears up and just accelerates away from you,
Hey!
and then you end up giving up and limping the bike to Ducky's garage, and I suppose it is a Friday, so it is a work day. Sean, how is your work day going?
It was pretty boring. Uh, Working on a couple of things. Uh, I heard, I heard Derek's bike about 5 blocks away, and then when I heard it cut out, I was like, well, that's about normal. So as he's walking it up, I'm working on something in a motor. I don't even turn around. Afternoon, Dare. What's good?
John, bloody wanky cut me off coming here.
And so at this, he kind of, looks up. Oh,
I don't know, what bloody orange thunder, I don't know.
Orange Thunder Cider.
Yeah, sure, probably.
I'm familiar. My dad. Right now, can't get enough of the stuff.
Anyhow, bike Xing up again. Something you can do, but would be a solid for me.
Sure. What's the line on the tickets?
So what? The tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. The tickets. Yeah, I'm working on the tickets.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull some. Some of the lads have said they could get me some tickets. I'm trying to work on that. It's coming. It's coming.
Use your connections, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Proper connections. It's gonna be all right. You see, ain't nothing to it.
You wheel the motorcycle into the shop where there's a really professional scissor lift. It's not the newest, but you can rest the bike on it, lift it up, access whatever you want at your sort of normal working height, or kick a stool over to it to work on it. And the motorcycle is inspected by a grey short-haired cat who is the head of public relations around here. It's Sprocket, Ducky's cat. And he makes chirping noises.
You smell something, boy? So that is helpful as usual. Again, oh my god. Derek,
you
what
don't
do you do
speak
to this thing?
You don't speak such good cat, but give me a heart roll of some description, see if you understand him.
Sure, we'll just make it a straight up heart roll.
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Nope.
Ah, well, you'd think the cat said the carburetor's shagged.
Well, that's been the case for a month and a half. Right on the pad. Come on. We're playing What You've Done For Me Lately. Sean kind of gets like a half smirk as he turns away from Derek because, they've done this dance a few times before. Gets it up on the lift. Sure enough, the carburetor is shot, but again, that's been the case for a month and a half. But no, actually,
You know what those things cost? I don't have the quids to buy a carburetor.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Derek's gonna go like in the doorway, just pull out a cigarette and start smoking.
Sean gets looking at the bike. Oh, that's it. You got some gravel up in the gears here.
Oh?
That's what.
Can you fix it?
What?
Can you fix it?
Get out of here. And he just goes to work.
Sean is in his natural habitat.
A student.
This is as close to his happy place as it gets. But yeah, Sean, you probably remember that Ducky has said that his cousin Jim is looking for farmhands. So that carb rebuild kit might not be so far off. As most of you will know, Ducky is related to the Alcester families, who are like the Hatfields to the McCoys in this town. They own pretty much half of it in agricultural circles. And it's like if they're hiring and you get in good with them, it's a job. They don't pay awful. Can't remember how much I worked out that Sean's hourly is, but it's a good couple of quid more than the minimum wage.
Excellent.
So it's maybe a $5 an hour. It's not awful.
It's enough to get by.
Yeah. If you are MacGyvering, seeing how many elastic bands it takes to fix a Honda, Bobby, what have you been doing in the last sort of 2 weeks since your cousin got you involved in all sorts of shit?
Bobby's been doing good kid things because he's not a delinquent. So is this school holidays
Yes,
time, or is
it's
this
still school holidays. Yeah, it's about a couple of weeks before school. I expect one of your parents will be taking you to buy books and things like that.
He would be visiting local libraries, and any opportunity to go to some random school club, like the school holiday club, he'd be there. A chance for more school and not being a delinquent is right up Bobby's street.
So you're being chauffeured by a parental figure to one of these things, and you're probably in the back seat because you're a good kid. Extra protection, and the
I just in the front. That's for adults.
And the Ford Mondeo estate or whatever it is that is the family heap for the Thompson family. Suddenly, Bobby is aroused from his book by his parent hitting the anchors real hard. He looks up. Do you want to roll and investigate or something?
He would have a vague look out the window, but I don't think he's paying a huge amount of attention.
You see orange writing on a black van speeding away.
He puts his head back down and carries on reading.
That's his happy place. But yeah, the car is now in a ditch.
Our car?
Give you that for nothing. Yes.
He sits there very quietly with his book, closes it, and then just stares at, I assume it's his mum driving, and he just stares at her. You shouldn't put the car in a ditch, Mum.
But Mum is like, well, that gentleman of indiscriminatory parentage pulled out in front of me.
I mean, that might be the case, but still. Dad said you need to pay attention when you drive.
The mum eventually gets out, manages to shimmy out of the ditch, and goes to call Green Flag, the national breakdown people. And eventually, big, ostentatious Bentley arrives with Newman's, the Wrighton garage down the side, and also sign written, "We meet by accident." And your mum's car is hooked up, and you are deposited at the Wrighton garage as everybody as is everybody else. As the sort of the Ducky is, he's a very tall, broad guy with greaser hair, cowlick, and a work shirt with proprietor on it, because often people don't believe that a guy who's 25 runs his own business. They're often, "Oh, can we talk to your father, son?" And he's pretty sick of it. And he brings in the Ford and puts it on a ramp, and tells Mrs. Thompson that you should probably call the police. Get yourself a crime number. We'll run it through the insurance, and I'll just invoice the insurance company. Steering rack looks bent. I'll get you a new one this afternoon. Probably replace the brakes, that sort of thing. He's very reassuring and professional, even for his incredibly loud music and greaser taste, which is probably against everything Bobby stands for.
Oh, Bobby's all about pop music and none of this noisy nonsense.
Yeah, I see him as being a Phil Collins and Genesis man in his heart. He's all about that yacht rock. So yeah, you find yourself dumped, and you notice there is a primer truck that you remember from your encounters at the Janus drive-in here, an old Peugeot 404 of a 70s vintage but is parked in a sort of considerate place where it can get out, but you can also bring in customers' cars. And you remember it probably from your recurring nightmares.
He would note it,
Yeah.
but because he's there with his mum, I don't think he'd do much.
Yeah. Right, and last but no means least, how is Jamie doing, Mike? What has he been looking into, and is he in need of clove cigarettes?
He's great. Don't focus here. Nothing to see here. He's having a good time. Back to you in the newsroom. No, Jamie is, I like how he's the fish of this group. He is, he's also a good kid as far as anyone's concerned. He is, has a cork board, in his room, that is just full of disjointed, red string theory, across the board, where he still has a telescopic lens pointed down the road to where he knows is potentially a house full of robots. He also has amateur photography. He has you see all of the clothing and hangers that would be in a closet are now just scattered on the floor as he has turned his not walk-in closet, just regular closet, into the world's smallest darkroom. To which he has replaced his bulb with a red light bulb, and he has dabbled in some amateur photography, taking pictures of arguably what anyone else would see as random people, but people that he is convinced maybe robots, maybe in allegiance with the robots, could be time travelers, or some sort of wizard. Most of them are normal. There are pictures of his teacher, which border on weird. There are pictures of the house, which also border on weird. And several of the pictures look like paparazzi style, where someone is actively telling Jamie to get away from him. Other than that, everything seems very normal. For some reason, there are extra locks on the interior of his door, as if he's afraid someone's going to break in, namely robots or time wizards. Yeah, that's it. But everything else seems very, very normal here. Nothing untoward. Everything seems fine. He does have a stack of composition notepads where he is taking notes in. Everything seems very mundane in Jamie's life and his current course. Yeah.
And we speak of wizards. How does he feel about witches?
It depends. You know, they're all kind of in the same vein, right? He is not unconvinced that his teacher is not, in fact, some sort of like chronomancer with some level of control of time. And he's really trying to figure out how the robots and time wizards come together, right? He's seen Doctor Who and knows that robots and time wizards do not, in fact, mesh. And often bad things happen in small British towns, and that is where we are. So he's waiting for a little blue box to appear on the corner and a sound of whooshing. And to be swept off as a companion somehow.
How topical, for it is Doctor Who Day. Happy Doctor Who Day to all who celebrate. So Jamie's been conducting his investigations. Would you like to give me an investigate to see if you can have got to the bottom of any of these disappearing Jess, time travel, robots, Cybermen?
Yes. I would love to see if I can figure out where the time traveling cyber wizards are. Yeah. Let me see here. Investigate. Submit. Oh wait, I have conditions. I would assume those are gone. Let me
get rid of those.
I forgot I got fucked up by robots. 3 successes.
Hey, excellent. Yeah, you are, from what you've learned from Emma, you figure that she is legit. From what you've seen, she is as close to Glinda the Good Witch as you have in this town. And I assume that Jamie's a modern kid. He can use a search engine. He can use the Alta Vista or whatever we have.
He's got a good
crawler.
He's got a good Netscape.
He has discovered when he searched for Emma that she used to be in a punk band in the 70s.
Okay.
And you have found a photo of one of the gigs from 1976, and Jess is in the crowd.
That's also on his corkboard.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's just like, and so you have just you have just extra awesome. So you figure that what Emma has told you is right, and if you can find another one of the crystals like the one Jess smashed, you might actually be able to bring her back and bring some sort of sense to the epidemic of missing persons that's going on in this town, including, obviously, his sister Kylie.
Yes, and he has, if there's any, like, posters or any news articles of, like, missing people, he has put those on his poster board, but they are incredibly substantial or insubstantial links to other things, right? Like, they're all things that he thinks are just vaguely tangentially connected with no real evidence.
I hope he's been reading Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, because it talks about the interconnectedness of all things.
He hasn't. He has been watching the American import of unsolved mysteries
Nice.
and fancies himself quite the detective. So yeah, that's what he's doing with his life.
Yeah. So Jamie goes to chain smoke another clove cigarette, probably out of his window, depending on how chill his parents are, and he notices that he's completely out.
Okay. Then he's gonna walk down to whatever makes for the general store.
Let's just say the garage is closest. They sell cigarettes. They sell Tues. Everything you probably need. It's a farm shop / general store.
Yeah, I imagine there's one of those like very like 70s, 80s, and early 90s, one of those like machines that you put the coins in and press the lever and the fucking the cigarettes fall down. They used to be in bathrooms of bars.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll go because they don't card at those things. So he's gonna head down to the local pick and pull.
Oh gosh, the smoking age was like 16, and everybody smoked at like 13 then.
Jesus.
Yeah. You can imagine that we need the National Health Service with all those lungs walking around.
So that's where he goes. He heads down to the local the body shop to raid their cigarette cabinet.
Yeah. So yeah, you turn up, and there's loud there's the loud music being played as usual at the garage, and there's a Ford jacked up, a Ford estate car being jacked up, having the front end removed.
Does he see anybody there he recognizes? Obviously Sean, because he works there, but anyone else he recognizes?
Sean's there. You know Derek from Sean's estate, and Bobby is probably in the cleanest waiting room for a mechanic's shop known to man, reading a book, maybe drinking a frosty beverage that probably isn't Coca-Cola because he's told it's bad for him.
It'll be water.
Yeah, he's drinking a chilled water cooler.
Cucumber
water
slices
cooler,
and
yeah.
lime wedges. Fucking nerd.
It's still frothy, which of course, bodes well. Though I will say, if you are in the cleanest waiting room in a mechanic shop ever, you're probably at the wrong location, because we don't do that here.
He's probably sitting on a piece of newspaper that he found so that it feels clean.
They have Marvin the robot who does cleaning and things like that.
I think he pulls the lever, gets the cloves, and it's 1995. He's smoking in the waiting room. Like he pulls the thing and immediately lights one up, and then turns around and just sort of nods. And he's like, "What's going on, dork?"
He looks up from his book, looks at his mum, and just nothing. What are you doing here?
I live in this town, and I needed.
Oh yeah, sorry. Sucks to be you.
You're also here.
I don't live here. We live in the nice places, like not here.
But you're living here now.
Just the town over. Yeah. Car troubles.
Suspicious.
Type of town you want to drive through.
Was it a wizard?
It was a pothole.
Or a robot?
Still a pothole.
Was it a pothole? Or did they just want you to
I'm
think
honest,
it's a
I didn't
pothole?
see. I was reading.
Oh my god. Oh my god. And he like walks over. He walks over to like the wall that has the window on it that you can see into the garage, and just slides the service window open, and just starts shouting over the music, which sounds so much louder in the waiting room as he's just yelling into a semi-quiet waiting room as he's like, "Sean! Sean!" You're muted.
Still need to do.
Sorry, wrong window. So the lift that Sean has Derek's bike up on is like the one that's closest to the window, but it's just to the side, so you can't actually see it through the window from the waiting room. So Jamie's yelling his full head off, and Sean just kind of sticks his head, in almost a cartoony fashion, just like "Hi, sup." Now you're muted.
I sure am. You couldn't hear me over the loudness of the music is what happened. He goes, "That's the kid with the robots."
I don't have robots.
Remember that time that somebody crashed your truck into robots?
Yeah. So I recall it was you.
That guy. My future wife was there.
Hey, Derek! Jamie's
What?
talking about you again.
What the fuck is this thing about me?
Who's Derek? What's Derek?
I'll walk over to Sean. I'm Derek. Jamie, isn't it? Recognize you. You've been around.
Are you a time wizard?
Fuck's a time
You have to
wizard?
tell me if you're a time wizard. It's the law.
I'm not fucking time
Like
wizard,
if you're an
dude.
undercover cop.
Sean, you friends with this? It's mental.
He's not very bright.
Okay, listen, everyone shut up. Sorry, Mrs. Nerd's mom. Hold on. And he rummages through his stuff and pulls out a photocopy of the picture he has of Jess in the 70s. He goes, look, guys, listen. Nerd, this is important. This is Jess.
Nerd.
Do you remember the time that she was there and then wasn't there? And then this is Emma, my future wife. You would know her best as our teacher.
Former.
Huh. Fucking sleep with the teacher? Good for you.
Anyway, this is 1970 whatever.
That's Tommy's friend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time where we were all together and then all of a sudden she wasn't?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I try and forget you.
Yes, well, she's in the 70s now.
That's not possible.
I have photographic evidence. You trying to tell me that like UFOs and Bigfoot aren't possible either? I have photographic
Yes.
proof right here.
You know, they can fake photos, right?
I found this on the internet,
What the fuck is the internet?
and you can't lie on the internet. That's how it works.
I don't believe you know how to use the internet.
We believe that is the truth. Everything on the internet has to be true.
Yeah.
Yes,
I don't believe you know how to use
Wikipedia yet.
What are you saying? Jess photoshopped herself into this thing?
No,
she couldn't have because Photoshop doesn't exist yet.
Computer.
I was just about to say, what the fuck is Photoshop?
I don't know. He's low on clove cigarettes. He's not making sense.
I don't believe you can use a computer.
I can use it.
Really?
Okay, then you use it and see if you can find the same thing I found.
Two, you whip them out later, all right?
Sean, your friends are mental. They're talking about some fucking internet shit and some photoshopping and pictures and time traveling. What is this?
I mean, the internet's like a pretty big thing.
Rich people computer shit.
Oh, rich people shit, eh? So you're rich, eh? That's it. That nerd looks like he's
dumber
rich.
Than you.
What did you say to me? Little nerd? He comes and sort of grabs you by the scarf and blows smoke in your face.
Derek!
Good something. Fine. Fine.
Oh,
you know the rules.
We're fine, Sean.
Yeah.
We're fine.
And Mrs. Thompson is like, oh, boys, when you play outside.
So Sean actually points up on the wall, and there's a very hastily written on a piece of paper, obviously in Sean's writing, Derek is not allowed to start any more fights in the garage.
We're fine.
Don't make me tap the sign.
Underneath it is Derek can only punch people that Ducky says he can. Signed, Ducky.
All right, that's
good. You're not gonna punch him.
Shit has happened in the garage before.
I ain't gonna punch him.
But Mrs. Thompson seems to be...
see what it says to me, though.
Mrs. Thompson seems to be incredibly pleased that her son has friends.
You should stop smoking. It's bad for your health. I try to tell him, but he doesn't listen.
These are cloves. They're all natural.
So, what?
They're all natural.
That's not how it works.
It's like holistic.
Fuck, man. Can I bum one of you? All natural clothes?
Yeah, they got them in the machine over there. They're like
that's, like a fucking
like
nickel
70,
or something.
75 cents.
Cents?
Like 50
fucking American import cigarettes? I ain't smoking one of them. You can take your fucking American janky import shit. I only smoke UK cigarettes.
They make the best ones.
No.
Says Derek, sparking up a Marlboro.
Hey, he doesn't have to be consistent. He also has
sometimes he smokes Lucky Strike.
Yeah. Sometimes. Also Marlboro was what he got a hold of. So Marlboro it is for the moment, because that's what he got a hold of for the time being.
Sean has, at this point, just kind of rolled his eyes and shaken his head and is going back to work on the bike. The gears have been cleared at this point. He's just trying to see what he can do to keep this poor carburetor from eating itself.
Yeah, Ducky will come in from the other lift and pass you over a Honda carburetor refurb kit.
Thanks, Doc.
You look like you're gonna need it, mate. Derek, I'll send cousin Jimmy a bill because he's got a job for you.
All right. I mean, as long as you don't need the cash up front, they're good with me, because I ain't got anything on me.
I could hold you up and shake you by the ankles. You wouldn't have anything. I've been there. Don't worry about it.
Thanks, man.
Take out your first check. It's all of a $5's worth of official Honda part, which to Derek seems like a lot of money.
Yeah.
You could get pretty well into like 4 or 5 pints, depending on what you want to drink.
Huh. 10 pints if you get the good stuff, cheap stuff.
But yeah, because thinking about that, you're thinking about the guy that cut you off earlier. But yeah, so there's with an actual kit for the bike. If you want to give me a a roll with a +2 for the garage. See if you can get this thing working again.
Okay, tinker, I assume.
Yep.
Excellent.
I don't know if anybody has tinker to help.
I'd-
Got very little tinker.
You feel like you may have been able to bodge the exhaust slightly back together, and it may have a whole 10 more horsepower from having a duct tape or gaffer tape, as we call it in the UK, back box.
Look, Sean, you don't have to be pretty. You just have to work. I'm fine.
Derek, I gave up on pretty a long time ago, but it should run.
That's all I'm asking. Thanks, mate. That's really nice. I'm gonna get just those tickets. Promise.
Good. Here you go. No charge.
What happened to your bike?
Wanky cut me off.
What happened to your car?
I don't drive. I read books in the back. Like a
Mrs.
good
Thompson
kid.
looks
Nerd.
over her newspaper. It's probably a broadsheet, i.e. a fancy newspaper like The Guardian or something like that. And she says, "Oh, someone cut in front of us, and we ended up in a ditch. It was a van with orange writing on it. It said, 'Thunder something cider, orange thunder.'"
See? Those were the
Cider.
same fuckers that cut me off.
Probably drinking.
Okay, so now at having heard this twice, Sean is now he has come into the waiting room and is just kind of leaning back a little bit against the wall right next to the door, hands just kind of in his pockets, just kind of listening for the moment.
I don't really drink cider, and I don't have a car. That's why I have these bad boys. And he pats his giant pockets that each have a rollerblade in the back of them. Can't run me off the road with this.
Wanna try?
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't. I just jump out of the way. It's like a trick.
Have you been drinking today?
No.
Okay.
I could use a
Maybe
pint
it's
if you
those
want to go to the
clothes.
pub.
We could go to the pub.
I look back in the workroom. I don't think I have anything else on my to-do list.
Mrs. Bobby's mom. Can we take Bobby to the pub?
Oh yes.
Get him
Perfect.
smashed. It'll be good for him.
Yeah.
It's a good atmosphere. We'll get him like a soup or a salad or whatever he eats. All organic.
Get him something with a lot of bread in it.
Mostly
Dung
bread. The free kind.
He walks up to his mum and goes, "Mum, I need money."
She'll give you 2 5s.
I'm going to the pub. Mum.
Damn. Nerd is rich.
Ooh, a tenner.
Gonna need at least 15.
She'll give you like 6 quid and change from her purse
Thank you. He puts it in his pocket.
because she's got to go. She's probably going to pay. Oh no, the insurance company's taking care of the problem.
Yep.
And she's just and as Ducky says, "Yeah, sure, mate. You take a lunch, mate. I'll see you. You can, if you're back here about 4, you can help me with the steering box when it arrives."
Yeah.
To the trams.
As they're leaving, Bobby turns to Jamie and says, "All right, Muppet. Let's say that picture is real.
Yeah, let's. Because it
How?
is. Okay.
The rest of your life's boring, but that's pretty interesting."
Well, you remember the robots, right? That was also
Don't
pretty
want
interesting.
to, but yeah.
And then Sean and I I guess
You're saying that's the guy's car you broke.
Well, no, that's the no. Okay, I'm saying Sean and I fought a robot. I think she was Russian, but a robot, a nanny, and we killed her. Mostly Sean. I was there too. So that's weird.
You'll say robot murder, and Marvin, who's the big square guy from Hitchhikers, the TV show, will roll back in to the shop when he hears robot murder.
See, it was like a nanny down the street, and I don't really remember everything that happened. It was kind of a blur, and we were a little loose. And we fought a robot. The point is, the robot was trying to kill us, very Terminator style, and then we killed it. And then, a week or so later, other robots were trying to kill us, and then Jess time traveled to the 70s. And, if you remember, Emma, because we're on a first name basis, came up out of nowhere, and she already knew to meet us here, because Jess in the past told her that this was going to happen at this day, at this time, at this location, because right now she's back in time in the 70s, like the movie with the kid with the red jacket.
So you're saying that in the time that I've been away,
yeah,
she still hasn't come back?
Correct, because she's in the 70s, and that's not how time works. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but some people go away. Like
no, she's in the 70s. And it's only been 2 weeks, so she's 2 weeks later in the 70s.
I don't think it's how time works, but okay.
Well, it's linear time, right? So if she teleported to the 70s and then it's been 2 weeks, it didn't fast forward a year for her, just fast forward to the same 2 weeks. She's been living in the 70s for 2 weeks.
But she was in the 70s when the teacher was in the 70s.
Yeah.
The picture, right?
Yeah,
Which means that the teacher's not in the 70s anymore.
Right, so the teacher was in the 70s because she's older than us. So she was actually alive there as a teenager in the 70s.
If Jess was alive then as well in the 70s, she would just be older now.
Yeah. Or she died.
She does live a hard life.
So what you're saying is we need to get her back?
Yes, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I'm glad you're on board, finally. Anyway, are you guys following this?
Sean isn't sure about temporal mechanics. He's more small engine mechanics.
Mechanical mechanics.
Yeah.
However, this is, again, far from the first time that Sean has heard Jamie rant and rave about this kind of stuff. So he's desperately just trying to wave Bobby off and just say,
so if we can figure out how to like lock in and establish like a safe place to perform chronomancy, I think we can pull her from the past to the present.
But does your girlfriend know when she dies? So, like, we've got a timeline between the picture and that day that we have to try and get to.
With your 3 successors, you would know that at a certain point, Emma remembers Jess disappearing, we assume, Back to the Future. Part 4.
So he lays out that timeline for Bobby.
All right. I'm invested now. You've actually become interesting instead of just being an idiot.
Yeah, I'm pretty interesting.
I mean, you know what? Still do things bad for your health, but you can fix that.
You know what?
They're all natural.
Mate, you sound like a bloody nerd, but I like you for some reason. He looks at Jamie. Wanna catch a ride to the pub? I can let you go. I'm not taking the other nerd. Not with the books and shit.
Oh, are you not from here? It's walkable. It's like right there. We can just push your bike.
We've been here for like 2 minutes. You just have been standing here talking and just didn't realize it.
My mom gave me money. I'm gonna go to the bar.
Yeah, you guys are standing outside the pub, and as
It's like right there.
And as you are outside the beautiful blacksmith's arms, on a mid-afternoon on a fine summer day, you see the squeal of the same black Iveco daily with tinted windows and orange lettering squealing out of the place. And Ali, the landlady, Ali Fairfield, looks suspiciously like Kim Wilde. Is like, yeah, you get out of here. I'm not buying your crap. And Bob Collins, who is one of the elders of the village, and Ducky's and his sister's grandfather, is there supporting her. And you have a feeling that Ali probably had to hold him back from punching these overzealous cider salesmen.
Is that you know those guys, right?
Soon we're gonna be. Are they still there, or have they left already? The cider.
The van is sort of howling out. If you had to take a guess, they're heading towards the industrial estate.
Mm. Hold your wankers.
So I will walk up to Ali. Was that all about?
Overzealous cider salesman, says Ali, who sort of dusts invisible speck of dust from the bar towel she's holding and throws it over her shoulder. Yes, they were. It was like the Cray twins were in the licensed victualling business. They really want you young people drinking that cider.
Is it like cider or like Strongbow?
Smelled worse than both. We sell Strongbow.
Why would they sell
Ali.
apple cider to a bar?
Ali, love, you know we're never gonna drink some of that shit. You got the real nice pints, right? Because you love me. No, you do.
You weren't by for breakfast. I got some rolls.
I mean, sure. Brought the nerd with us. Mama got him some fivers and even a tenner, I think. He'll pay for it. And sort of Derek just walks in.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys talk to Bob, he's like, I've seen a sign for that. He's Bob is the most northern man in the village. He's a Geordie. He's a self-made man. He's something that Sean would probably aspire to.
Yep.
That he's they're in that old aeronautics factory up on the industrial estate by mine.
How long they been there?
Couple of weeks maybe. We started moving in after we were all woken up by the fire brigade going out Janus driving.
Oi, Derek.
What?
Was that the same van that cut you off?
Yeah, told you. Bloody wankers. Good on you, Ali, kicking them to the curb. You know I won't drink their shit, not when you have the real good, cheap stuff. That you just come, just bring the come. Blah, blah. This is Icon not being able to speak at the moment. Just keep them on coming. There we go. Thank you,
Yeah.
brain.
Oi, Bobby. You too?
I didn't see. I don't drive. Look at me. I can't even reach the pedals.
Does that mean your eyes don't work?
But yeah, you can use your big brain and roll me and roll me something. Another investigate maybe with a +1 as your brain is slightly less addled after surviving almost rolling over in a car crash.
+1 die for being invested.
Yep.
One success.
Oh man, this is a good one. Yeah. Orange lettering on the van. You remember. Perhaps Bobby has almost an eidetic memory, but he remembers Orange Thunder being the last thing he saw before his mum managed to take evasive into a ditch.
It's about right. Like, it looks right. They pushed my car off the road. Yeah, that's not cool.
They're making
Almost like him.
excuses of themselves, aren't they?
Better, nerd. You want to go beat him up, Sean?
No,
I mean, I'll beat him up for the nerd too.
I know. Let's keep that in our back pocket. Want to know what they're up to first.
Selling cider.
Well,
Driving
apparently-
like Muppets.
Or
apparently
they're
a
a
very
front.
tight schedule.
Or time traveling wizards.
You said it, not me.
Robots a minute ago. So what is it? Wizards or robots? Man, I just can't understand you.
Well, so there's
Goes on
both,
about
and
both.
I don't. So I have a whole thing, and I don't have time to show you it right now. But I don't know if it's like, you know how it's like pirates versus
No.
ninjas is like a thing. I don't know if this is like time wizards versus robots. I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't know if the time wizards and the robots are working together in one thing. But it's like the way I think about it is like, you know, you saw the Doctor Who, right? You know how like there's like the
No.
Daleks and then the Time Lords, and they're locked in a
No.
forever time war. Have you not
No.
had a TV ever? This show's been on since like the 60s. What do you mean?
TVs, like, how rich are you? Like, who has like TVs and shit? I spend my
Everyone.
quids down here, get some smokes, get some tickets for John and I, go see some real music. None of that radio bullshit that's going around.
Like everyone has a TV. There was a TV
Your parents
in the
buy them.
garage.
Well, la-di-da.
All right. Anyway, there's a show about robots and time wizards, and
All right.
they're enemies. So it could be like that, or they could be secretly allies, or I don't know, man.
All right.
All right. I'm about to make Jamie's day. Jamie,
Yes.
you want to go investigate?
Yes.
All right.
So
If-
badly.
The points.
If for
How
no
about the
other reason than to, not load the garage up with busted up cars. All right.
I mean, Sean, let's say we go investigate whatever Jamie want to do with this. I bet you the nerd wants to go investigate as well.
No.
Shut up, nerd. So, in the off chance we actually find them,
Oh, aggressive.
how much are you willing to let me just get a few punches in? Just for good old getting square.
Sean kind of looks at We're not in the garage.
Yeah, I'm in. Let's go investigate.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, Bob was about to dole out street justice to these guys in the pub for coming in and interrupting his Friday lunchtime pint. So,
Sean runs back to the garage.
yeah,
Ducky, taking the loaner.
it's yours. Marvin will appear with the keys.
Brain the size of a planet, and they've got you bringing me keys. If I were you, I'd be so depressed.
Yeah, he's like, it's a living.
He reaches over and kind of scrapes a little bit of scuff that's starting to rust off of Marvin's side. Not a very good one. Hold down the place for me, would you?
Marvin will give his best salute
And
and
I
return to the pumps.
take the loaner
Yeah. Your work truck is sitting where you last had it as the sole sort of full-time employee. Ducky gets a couple of people in casually. There's the lad who washes the cars for him, and the girl who does the welding. But yeah, your Peugeot 404. Well, it's more of a slumbering lion. Because it is a old diesel pickup truck of a late 60s, early 70s vintage that is mostly primer, but the engine you think is pretty sweet.
Yep. So this thing may be the only thing that is louder than Derek's dirt bike coming down the street. Comes to calling it a screeching halt would be way too generous. Comes to a lumbering, knocking stop in front of the bar, in front of the pub. Sean leans over, opens up the door. Get in, Lewis. We're doing nerd shit.
Fuck me. Can at least he just takes the point and just like bottoms up and just thanks, Ali. No, love you. Come back for more later.
As they walk into the car and Bobby looks across to Derek, and that's why you've really got to start watching Doctor Who. They're the greatest. And then you can talk to Jamie all about his time wizards. Because then you will know the stories. And you know you can get a TV from anywhere. Like they're ready.
Oh, I'm sorry, are you talking to me, nerd? I'm not gonna buy a bloody TV from anywhere.
Your parents buy things. Do you live under a rock?
Hey, your parents might buy your things, but we ain't all so lucky, okay?
Everyone's
Shut up.
Parents buy them things.
Take some new cigarette from
some of us don't have parents.
Like really crooked, like, you know, beat up cigarette package. He like grabs his last one, puts it in, lights it, and it gets into the car. He just looks away, pissed off.
Yeah, it's hop into the bed, or there is you can ride 3, maybe 4 up on the bench.
Oh, Jamie
Wherever
takes the bed.
Smoking's happening. Yeah, Bobby will be in the back because he doesn't want to be near the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And we head off to wherever, to the industrial district where Orange Thunder is apparently setting up shop.
Yeah. Bob told you that it's setting up near his place, and his place is pretty much one of the first factories there. They tore a bunch of them down to make the Peugeot plant, and but his is one of the old ones, and this is also one of the old ones. It's an oppressive sort of old semi-Victorian looking factory with a big drink Orange Thunder billboard. So they're not making it subtle. And there's a high brick-walled yard that is full of these Iveco vans being loaded by men and robots. And
yeah, that logo looks familiar.
Yeah, we just saw it at the pub.
No, from the one in the car, you clown.
Yeah, we also just saw it at the pub. There's the guy leaving the pub.
Yeah.
So of course it looks familiar. We just saw it.
No. Never mind.
All right. Okay, so just so we're clear, they if they're robots in disguise, their eyes turn red like Terminator.
And you know this from experience, right?
Yeah, from
the time wizards.
So we haven't met a time wizard. We just know that Jess was here 1 minute and then disappeared to the 70s. So it might have been like a long-range sniper spell.
Maybe she's a time wizard.
She could be a time wizard. She also did like fuck up a movie theater or not a movie theater, but a projection room. But when we were fighting the robot nanny, red eyes like Terminator. It also looked like a robot, to be fair. But it's been a few weeks, so I don't know if they have skin technology now or something. Like replicants.
Well, if they can time travel, they can have anything.
That's true. If they are time-traveling robots, it's a whole different story.
Sean,
Anyway.
are all your friends mental nerds? Is that what's happening here?
Sean gives Derek a very pointed look, and again with that half smirk on his face. Yeah, they are.
I don't know what's happening here. Everyone has a TV, man. And also, Doctor Who is like the most popular show in all of England. How do you not know what I'm talking about? How is it possible?
I'd like to
I've
point
heard
out
of
this
this
is an
Doctor Who. I
alternate
thought
universe.
It's on BBC 1 through 4. It's on all of
I've
them.
heard about this bullshit Doctor Who. I thought it was a band until recently. Turns out they didn't play anything good.
No,
not
that was
like
Doctor and the Medics.
fucking exploited.
No, that's The Who.
Whatever,
I'd like
man.
to point out that it's an alternate 1995, so Sylvester McCoy is still Doctor Who.
There you go.
Didn't end in the early 90s.
Still, it's on all 4 BBCs. You can't have not seen one episode.
I'll
That's
try watch
canon now.
one then. Sometimes then. I'll watch it in a pub. I'll push it on.
They have TVs in a pub.
Yeah, they usually show sport.
Actually, do your
you know?
pubs in this poor, shitty town have TVs?
There's cricket tournaments going on, man.
There. Okay, so you watch cricket, but you don't watch Doctor Who?
Of course I watch bloody cricket. Are you even probably British if you don't watch cricket?
I watch football.
Watch rugby.
International
that's too
sport.
European. Too European for me.
No,
And anyway, the
football's
Fifth Doctor was all
Yours.
the Fifth Doctor was all about cricket. He'll love it. taking out bad guys with a cricket ball.
There you go.
Okay.
So Sean has completely left this insanity behind.
Yep.
He is attempting to take a look. You said this the area was fenced off, right?
Yeah. There's a big brick wall. It's like
Okay.
it's a very old school factory.
So if it's an old school factory with a brick wall, I'm going to guess that there are a couple of worn spots, maybe even a couple of holes in the wall where Sean could hunker down and just kind of look through and see what he
Yeah, you
sees.
should get a look through, certainly.
Yeah.
Give us an investigate and see what you get on with.
Sure. Nothing.
Nothing. You see people working, and you see a fat, bald man who you haven't seen away from a couch in perhaps your entire lifetime, is marshalling men loading boxes. He's a familiar man.
Literally.
Yeah.
Bloody shit. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that little bit to myself at this point because it's not gonna matter anything to any of them. All right, I'm gonna keep exploring, see if I can find maybe someplace with a better vantage point or someplace that maybe a neglected side entrance or something.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you know that possibly the easiest way into a place is to act like you're supposed to be there. Ducky's told you this tons of times, that you should just walk in with a clipboard and a box and be to the shipping and receiving department and be like, who's going to sign for this?
Can't be me. The old man's here. All right. And I kind of look back at the other kids, and I settle on Bobby's like, he looks respectable. Go back to the truck, which of course, it being a work truck, will of course have a clipboard and papers and pens in it. Oh
yeah, there's also probably a few. There's also probably a crate or something like that in the back.
Yep.
You could empty out and use.
What are you doing?
Trying to get us in. Hey, rich kid. How you good? How good you at lying?
Not very, because you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, he only does good things.
Okay. How good of an imagination do you have?
Very.
Let's play pretend, Bobby. So I'm going to... I don't think my dad would recognize the work truck, would he? Because...
No, he has particularly never seen it because Ducky
Excellent.
gave this truck to you for your good work.
That's right, yep.
And you don't take it home for fear that it will be parted out.
Yep. All right. I know you're not supposed to, but I'm going to ask anyway. Do you know how to drive?
No. But I can try.
All right.
What?
This I want to see.
Why do I need to drive?
I know Derek can be on his dirt bike, but that doesn't mean I trust him. Can Jamie drive? I don't remember.
Jamie can drive.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 17. He's able to drive.
Yeah.
All right. I go reach into the back of the crate, or into the back of the truck, get a couple of crates, dump them out. One of them has like a blanket or something in it. I go grab the clipboard, pen and paper. All right. When we get in, all you have to do is pretend you're official. Wave us around, ask who's going to sign for this, that kind of thing. Just, kind of make a spectacle of yourself, but not too much. Jamie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I toss you the keys.
Okay, and where am I driving?
Around in there.
Done.
Derek. Stay
I'm
in
not
the
going to
cab.
see the nerd drive. I want to see the nerd drive.
Yeah, so stay in the cab. Just try not to be visible once you get inside. And I'm going to go into the bed and hunker down under the blanket.
Fine.
Is this a delivery or a collection?
Delivery.
Okay.
Jamie drives off.
I guess Derek does his best to not be sighted in the car.
Oh, I said into the factory, not your girlfriend's place.
So yeah, you pull the primer grey Peugeot into the yard, and the various workmen and robots step out of the way, and you pull it into an available space.
Bobby hops off the back of the truck, and
I think he
just
beeps
walks.
too. Like he'll beep.
Good. Oh yeah, get the stupid robots out of the way.
Bobby walks straight up to the door and then just knocks on it with the corner of the clipboard.
Yeah. You knock on the door that's marked shipping and receivings, and you get, "Come in."
He walks in. You need a sign.
Yeah, there's you're presented by a woman in a jumper with large glasses, vibrant red hair, and the nameplate Miss Melditz is on the large desk. Picking up or dropping off?
Yes. I love your hair.
Oh, thanks, hon. I just had it done.
It looks amazing. Where did you get it done? I can tell my mum to go to the same place. And he pushes the clipboard in front of her again.
A little place in Spawn End, in the city.
Went all the way to the city?
It's called Curl Up and Die. Yeah, it's 10 minutes away.
I mean, that's really posh. I don't think people from here went all the way to the city. And he pushes the clipboard closer to her.
Oh, you're a peach. She signs J. Melnitz on the hastily changed form that is totally not on Newman's the Wright and Garage station.
While he's doing that, I'm going to peek out from the blanket and see if I can. See if there's a way. That someone who's probably sneakier than I am, but you go with what you got, would be able to get in sans being seen by my old man.
Yeah. It's an industrial place in the 90s. There's probably a fire exit propped open with the fire extinguisher around the corner.
All right. Are there any?
I'm in the driver's seat. Do I see anything weird?
Want to roll and investigate to see what's going on?
I do. I do want to do that. 3 successes.
Okay, so the people here to you seem human, but their cheeks are sallow. They look kind of hollow even, and they look sort of under-caffeinated. Not like normal English workmen who take like 8 to 10 tea breaks a day. They look like they've been worked hard. Their eyes are glazed over, and they sort of look like, if anything you could think of, they look like drones.
I imagine as most trucks in my mind do. There's a window in the back of this truck, and he like slides it and just leans back and sort of quietly says, "I think the workers here might be zombies."
There is zombies now, right?
Well, they look a little pale and their eyes are sunken in, like they haven't slept a lot. So either they're really, really overworking them, or they're zombies.
I peek out and very pointedly glare in the direction of my father. I know one of them is. Is there a loading entrance or somewhere we can get inside?
Yeah, you're parked you're parked sort of left in the shipping receiving for small vehicles, and there's loading docks being worked on as they unload stuff from as they unload like empty bottles and crates and things like that from larger trucks.
Are those the robots doing that, or the?
Yeah. The robots will be loading those, whilst the drones, the human drones, will be loading the trucks and taking them out.
So, what's the plan here, Sean? What are we doing?
Bobby pops his head out the door and he just shouts, "You're all good. Do your things, boys." And he walks back into the room with the lady and says, "I'll have a cuppa, thanks, love."
Yeah.
And he sits down in the chair there.
Sugar.
All right, then. Let's go. Takes a cigarette and just flips it through over the car side.
All right. Make a run for that entrance. Let's go.
Okay, then. Derek will make a run for the entrance, as Sean pointed out.
Just so I can be clear, is Jamie also supposed to run in with you, or is he hiding in the car? Okay, cool.
No.
So you see Jamie open the door and sort of stumble for a second, and then close the door, and he just pushes off the truck as he has had time to put on his sick rollerblades and is zooming through the cement floor of this loading dock towards this door.
Yeah. Okay, so you whiz past robots, and they don't seem to be programmed to respond to security issues.
Perfect. Yeah, so he's headed towards this door wherever was indicated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the three of us, I assume we all get there. Let's go inside and see what we can see.
Man, this close to calling you a nerd as well. I can't make up my mind. You say funny shit, and then you do nerd things like this.
Wait, what do you mean?
Wait, were you talking to Jamie or Sean?
Oh, Jamie.
What do you mean? This is the fastest way to travel.
See? Nerd shit. Right there.
Keep it down, both of you.
Fine. Weren't we here to beat up some other fucking nerds? Wankers cutting me off?
That means we have to find them before they find us, right?
I'm fine with them finding us.
I'm working with idiots.
Hey!
And Sean finds the nearest, entrance that looks innocuous enough, not like an emergency exit or anything, but just away into the building.
Yeah. There's the fire exit, which is wide open.
Okay, let's go.
Clank, clank,
Fine.
clank, clank, clank.
You come into a warehouse that's full of sort of wooden crates that are stamped with the cider branding. Does anybody want to take a look at the product itself?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Give me an investigate, and as what it is, I will also accept a tinker.
There you go.
Because there's a strange component. You have noticed that these that they're acting as drones. It's like like they're receiving automatic commands.
How does 3 successes work for you?
Yeah, Jamie.
Oh.
Yeah, you notice that they could well be being controlled, like the computer you saw at the Janus Drive-In that was delivering hypnotic messages to all of the other kids. And you look at the bottle, you shake it, and there looks to be a glittery metallic tinge you can just see in the cider.
Okay.
So they seem to have added something to their MK Ultra formula.
Okay, listen. So, the other day when someone crashed your van, they were sending, like through the movie, they were sending subliminal messages to control the minds of people, right? The robots. And then this has, look at this, and he holds it up to one of like the fluorescent light bulbs. It's got like shiny particles in there. I think everyone here is drinking this, and it's mind control juice.
Yeah. And Sean will think they could be sending signals to nanites with his one success.
Yep. I've heard about these little robots called nanites. I mean, it's all science fiction, Star Trek stuff, but I mean, they certainly aren't Goldschlager flakes. Certainly aren't Goldschlager flakes. All right, let's. Jamie, go. Could you go rescue the kid, please?
Yeah. Where do you want him to go?
Just here.
Oh yeah, all right. And he zooms back down, and then slowly clomps down the fire escape, and goes to go find Bobby.
Bobby's in that room and he's chatting to I forgot her name now. The
Janine
reception lady?
Gomez.
No, it's Janice. But
Oh, it is Janice.
close.
It is an alternate 95. That's her.
He's chatting away to her about like, what do they do? Like,
Oh,
why are you guys?
I'm just a temp here. I've only been here this week. My sister has an entertaining job. Janine, she works for MOTE, the Ministry of Advanced Technology. She can't tell me what division she works in. It's very
I mean, they
hush-hush.
all say that. Don't believe that.
Yes.
It could be that whatever she's doing is really boring.
I think she might be a filing clerk, yes. But,
Yeah,
you know,
that's
I'm...
what all these security.
They seem rather strange types here. No one takes their tea breaks. They never seem to bother with lunch. They're so committed to getting this rubbish cider out. Would you like a biscuit?
I mean, I'd love one. Thank you.
She opens a fancy Fox's selection that's got the chocolate ones, you know, the cookies, everything.
He takes the really boring ones that no one ever wants.
Or he's a pink
Takes
wafer
a
man.
couple in his pocket, and he sits there with his cup of tea.
Yeah.
that he's still...
And Jamie sort of clumps into this.
Are you still busy?
Yeah,
He looks at
Jack says,
Jamie.
"Oh, like, do you work with Bobby? Would you like a cup of jar?"
You're eating the worst ones. And he reaches into the tin. He reaches into the tin and like pulls the sleeve of Jammy Dodgers. And this is the best one.
No, that's the one that makes you feel sick after you eat them because it's too much sugar.
Maybe you. Anyway, I think our delivery is done, and we should get out of here.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for the cup of tea. And he's still got the mug as he walks out of the door with.
And she's like, "Well,
have a great night.
It's nice to meet such fine young men with summer jobs."
Well,
yes.
At least we're working. We don't want to be like those terrible youths who just sit around doing nothing all day.
Or a dole dosser, says he, walking past Sean's dad, who is the poster guy for dole dossers.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you very much. And he walks up.
Yeah.
Okay, listen. We have to go this way, around the side, and then up the stairs, and then we think they're mind control. Remember how this way. They're doing mind control. Come on. Nano robots or something.
Sounds good. And he still carries on walking with his cup of tea.
No one's going to stop the man with his tea in his hand. There's just something so British about the human workforce here that they're not going to stop somebody in the middle of tea.
It'd be downright offensive.
It would be.
He must be important if he's sitting there in the foreman with a cup of tea in his hand.
So Jamie will semi-hurriedly lead them back up to where Sean and Derek are.
Yeah, Sean and Derek are still examining Cider.
Sean has gone so far as to, if there is an easy way to open one, he will do that and not drink it, but just kind of sniff it.
Yeah, horrible. It is the worst smell you have encountered in an alcoholic beverage since you last tried Pernod. But that was at Candace's birthday party, and if Pernod's one of your traditional goth liquors.
He kind of steals another dirty look towards the courtyard. No wonder he's smells like shite.
How strong is it? Like, how strong is the alcohol in it? Derek will also grab like a bottle and try to check how strong it actually is.
Yeah, it's sort of your normal sort of super strength cider range, like 7 or 8%. It'll get you. It's one of those things to get you. It'll get you there, but it's not the strongest cider you've seen. You've seen like 8.5, 9, 10% ciders on the bar at the Blacksmith's Arms that are actually good quality, and people that drink that would enjoy it.
Bollocks. I just thought you might make some Molotovs out of them and just sort of throws the thing down again.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you're rejoined by the other two.
Okay, I got him.
Okay. No man left behind, right?
So I imagine if they just stop drinking it, eventually they'll go back to normal.
So let's destroy it then.
You also, with those amazing degrees of successes, will know that there has to be some sort of point of origin signal being put out to the nanites.
Yeah. So just drinking it's not going to get them like that. If it is tiny little robots, they've got to have some kind of signal. They've got to be sending instructions from somewhere. See if we can find it. Take it out. Literally take it out of the source.
Okay, Bobby. If you were a supervillain, where would you hide the control room for your nanites?
At the top.
Let's go to the top.
Overlooking everything.
What he said.
Yeah. So you guys go and make your way to the building roof.
Yep.
And on the roof, so I'd imagine there's normally an office that overlooks the floor, if there is one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, roof.
Well, you can always trace back the cables from the roof if there's a transmitter.
Sure.
So on the roof there is the sort of the box on top of the building where the lift controls and things like that are, and all of the cables, and there is a transmitter that is plugged in to the office that is literally just below. It would maybe be where the managing director of this company once sat when it was an aeronautics company. And you walk into something very familiar to Bobby and Jamie, because it looks very similar to the projection booth at the Janus, just minus the projectors.
Does this look familiar?
Yeah, it looks like that same. I don't want to swear, but that same stuff.
Yeah.
Oh. Hang around with you's bad luck.
Or good luck, because now there's some correlation between nanites and the time wizards and the robots. Sorry, catch you guys up. This looks just like the place at the drive-in. And if that's the case, then there were crystals or something that need to get smashed or don't need to get smashed.
But when
yeah,
they
let's
got
smash some shit up.
Wait, hold on.
What are we gonna smash?
Before you smash things, that's when your Tommy's friend disappeared.
Yeah,
Things
so
got smashed.
don't smash it. Because that's right. That's what Jess did, and then she disappeared right afterwards. So maybe they're time crystals.
All right, let's see.
They're the teleportation devices.
I
It's
can
the same
barely
thing.
keep up with what you two are talking about. So we're not smashing shit?
No,
Not smash, just collect
smash everything but crystals.
Derek sort of looks longingly to a fire axe in a glass case on the wall.
Oh shit, there's a fire axe? Oh, I'm gonna try
Precious.
to make a grab for that. Can you open it, or do you have to smash the glass to get the axe?
You can open it without setting off any alarms.
Oh yeah, I'm opening it. I have a fire axe now. Oh, I'm ready for some smashing.
Sean is actually going to stay and first of all see what he can figure out about the transmitter, and if it does involve following the cables down into the office, he will do that and just try to trace back where.
Yeah, they all seem to be sort of cable tied hastily together, heading towards that main sort of managing director's office with all of the various computers. These look pretty familiar. They look like the sort of thing that Infini-corp are turning around. Anyone who knows anything about computers in this world will know that Infini-corp started ripping off a company called Knight Industries, a British company that were on the forefront of computing in the 1960s. But they sort of since went dormant. They had an American arm that sort of mothballed in the 80s, but funnily enough, on Mike's list, on Jamie's list of missing persons is a certain Dr. Knight, or Peel, as was her married name, Elodie Peel, who was the CEO and main driving force behind Knight Industries, inherited from her father.
Driving force, so to speak.
Yeah. Amongst the land.
So the company went downhill after they just let the wind out of the hair of their main driver.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean's going to be poking around the computers, see what he can find. If there's a way to trace, if the cables go back to a single server, he's going to obviously concentrate on that.
Yeah.
If they split up, he's going to see, like, is there anything similar about what, where they're plugged into in the various machines, or just anything that a reasonable person would take as a hint.
Yeah, they are all routed through this main armored-looking cabinet of a central core. They don't seem to be using the light emitted from it like they were, some of you saw at the Janus, but they seem to have armored this large glass tube. And you would need to remove the metal from it, maybe cut a hole in the glass, but you think that's where whatever time crystal Jamie was going on about is located.
Hey, Derek,
Yeah.
I got something for you to smash.
Oh yeah. Now it's starting to look like something.
There
What do
you
you want me to
go.
smash?
The glass and the metal grating. Not the computer, though.
You
Yeah,
get what you get.
Avoid the crystal. Yeah, okay, roll me a body. Or whatever body
Or
skill you
force.
got.
Force.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely wanna argue force.
Yeah.
One success.
With one success, you take a mighty smash with the axe. You manage to cut through and move the grating enough to break the glass. Now, does anyone else assembled want to grab the crystal before it hits the floor? And how would you like to do it?
I think Jamie tries to. I imagine it as like one of those like movie moments where like the crystal's falling and then we like Soderbergh cut to everyone's eyes going over to the crystal and then like at least Jamie is rolling towards it. Jamie is not a physical person. FYI.
No, I think
He
that's
is the
all
brains
Derek.
of the outfit. Okay, so anybody else want to do something before the something bad possibly happens to the crystal?
He will try to go for it. And I'll give you a move with my iconic item of sick rollerblades. So I'm gonna give you a move here. Bonus of +2 for sick rollerblades. One success.
With one success, you just fall to the side of the glass so you don't end up with a piece of that in your gut. And you have this crystal. Emma has told you that if they have this crystal, getting Jess back much easier and bringing rogue time wizards to justice. Obviously. You have the crystal as it stops pulsating in your hands. You feel like the best wicket keeper in all of Warwickshire.
So now that the glass is out of the way and the metal is out and the grating is out of the way, I'm assuming like any good computer in an action or thriller movie, there is a terminal right there
Yep.
that I can use to, well, hack in.
There is a very Fallout-y terminal that
You want me to smash that as well?
Nope.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Nope.
If
You're
you
no
can
fun.
smash the other stuff. Yeah, there is. If you're a judge, that's a Knight Industries 1969 operating system, the last one they ever put out.
It's a Unix system. I know this system, and I get it. Yeah, I am making my way into the
Derek
system.
is refraining from smashing more stuff. for the
Appreciate that.
moment.
Oh, he can smash it all later.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you
Oh, there
guys
will be
still have,
definitely
if you
smashing
guys have
going
still
on
got a
there.
blanket with you from back in the truck, you wrap it in the blanket, and I assume into one of Jamie's many pockets, because that needs to be taken somewhere for safekeeping. But Sean probably has many rags.
Yeah, we figure out something.
It just goes deep into his pocket. Like the Jenko jeans pocket.
That just looks wrong on so many levels. All right, so do I get in?
What was that roll?
I didn't actually roll anything because you didn't.
You can give me another tinker, or if you want to take a guess at what if there's a root password.
No, I'm gonna tinker my way in.
While you're doing that roll, Bobby is looking out of the window at the at the floor to see if anyone is reacting to Derek's kindness to the machines.
They seem to be the robots seem to be going into recharge mode or in shutdown as they sort of return to their Borg-like alcoves, as to you can see from one side. Yeah, Sean cracks in. He remembers that he's heard from maybe Candice or somebody said that the root password for all these systems was Steed. As you enter that, you manage to get in. They seem to have gone back to an older, more stable technology for this compared to what they've been running elsewhere. But yeah, you can issue a shutdown command. You can send all of the drones home from the system.
I want to see if I can figure out at least what the transmissions are sending, what the transmission is that's being sent, and basically I'm assuming there is, I'm sure, the equivalent of the hidden folder that says "Don't look here unless you're the protagonist of the film."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna figure out everything I can about what's going on, why it's happening.
They seem to have jerry-rigged sort of like localized radio waves to communicate with the nanites. So without the radio communication, they're gone. They're useless, and they've. You seem to have managed to kill the main amplification that they were using in the form of the crystal. It's not plugged into the system anymore. Things are going to change.
Do I get any information about whatever the nefarious plan is, of which this is but a small part?
Yeah, it looks like Orange Thunder is a subsidiary of Infini-corp, and they are planning to flood the market with this cheap, irresistible cider, and they're literally going to turn the kids in Brighton against the town. They're done with the village. The village keeps standing in their way, whether it is the farmers or whether it's Emma Hartwell or Ducky or Candice Fairfield or any of the other Fairfield clan. They're done with this village. It's a blight. They were planning to destroy Brighton by turning the delinquent youth against Brighton on the very last Friday before school starts. A drunken rampage, and no one would be able to remember any of it when they woke up sometime late on Saturday afternoon.
Okay, it's the 90s.
It is the 90s.
Sean pulls a 3.5-inch floppy disk from his shirt pocket, puts it in what I'm sure is the readily available and accessible disk drive, and downloads as close to 1.44 megabytes as he can.
You sure they don't have zip drives? You remember those?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
100 megabytes. Hundreds, I tell you.
Right?
Oh, it was great. I had my games on it.
A tape drive.
Zip's a bit expensive. Zip's a bit expensive for Sean though, because they were just brand new the year before. They were announced in '94 and began shipping in March '95. My dad was quite an early adopter.
Yeah, mine as well.
Yep, I was an early adopter.
Yeah, well,
we had laser discs. So.
There you go, yeah.
Laser discs are the tits. It's true. But yeah, you download as much information as you think the newspapers, and you've heard and perhaps you should. Sean, as he works at the garage, knows. I mean, he was at Candice's birthday party. Knows that Chuck and Candice would know the right place to take this particular information.
Okay.
Copy it, send it to Moat, send it to the press.
Yep. All right. Well, I think I've gotten everything useful I'm going to get out of this.
So can we like just break everything and get the hell out of here?
I was about to say, what the hell?
Oh.
Derek, smash!
Oh, hell yeah! Derek will smash everything.
And
Preferably if he can smash things with starts a fire, that would be even better.
Oh yeah, there are going to be small fires, and there's going to be Star Trek, the panels exploding into gravel for some reason.
Jamie just reaches over and covers Bobby's eyes.
It's too much for the kid.
Once the smashing starts, Bobby starts walking off with his cup of tea.
Yeah.
You will hear from inside the room. You will hear like, "Fuck you!" Yeah.
And Bobby's walking down the corridor, being, "Ooh, I wonder what's in the vending machine. Perhaps I'll have a bounty."
Pulls out another one of his biscuits.
Yeah.
The last bits of his
A
tea.
Mars bar.
Looks at the notice board. Oh, the company picnic.
I say.
But yeah, as the smashing commences, sirens begin to wail, and
Oh no, the Bobbies! We gotta go. We gotta go now.
and the few sort of like normal staff that aren't hypnotized, like Miss Melnitz, just goes to the fire assembly point. There are a couple of people in like shipping and receiving and things like that that were regular humans just here from the temp agency, and they don't give a fuck. As someone who's been a temp for quite a while, they don't give a fuck if there's a paycheck in it for them, to quote Winston.
Where's my father?
He just seems to be looking confused by the gates.
Where are the drivers of the Orange Thunder van?
Back to normal.
They also seem to be as baffled. There were several vans.
Damn it. Oh well.
So I think we have to do the iconic, the four of us leaping out of the loading dock just before, with the fireball behind us.
Yes. Because you're badasses and you don't look at explosions.
Yep.
No. Never.
At one point when they're running towards the car, I look over at Jamie. Keys.
It throws them terribly.
Derek is definitely bringing the axe with him. It's his axe now.
Oh yeah.
I think Derek just got a new iconic item.
You can put that on your character sheet.
Excellent.
I assume that someone does the famous Starsky and Hutch jump and slide across the bonnet.
Yep.
As you jump into the truck, fire it up, wrestle with the column shift, and do a Jim Rockford power J turn out of there.
In fact, so Sean leaps up, skids across the hood, and just before he reaches the end, he reaches up, grabs the top of the open window, and ends up doing the going in through the window thing like Dukes of Hazzard.
Bodukin.
Because if we're gonna do tropes, let's fucking do tropes, man.
With it still being mid-afternoon, you howl off back to the pub.
Yep.
Because you've still got a while until 4 o'clock.
Where we've been the whole time.
Whole time. I mean, come on. Ali loves me. I know it. She will watch for us. She will watch for us, lads. It's gonna be fine.
And you see the local police, the BMW 2002 that belongs to Jim Blake, sort of like coming across off the ring road, past you from the city, to sort of look into whatever this is, and the fire brigade, as is custom when you guys do something, that the fire brigade has to be called. Last time it was on me, okay, it was Emma and her magically awakened Molotov cocktails, but you needed a hand.
Yeah.
And and at some point, Jamie can deliver that crystal, and hopefully we can return a Jess to the correct timeline.
Hell yeah.
So that she doesn't fade in photos like Marty McFly.
Right?
You need to fade a bit. That's important. You need to fade just a bit and then come back.
Yeah, you need to fade until it's real. You're like, oh no.
Yeah.
So
At the pub, Jamie has his pint of Guinness, and he takes out the photo, You notice as Jess has begun to fade. There we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice.
Perfect ending. Perfect ending. Outstanding. Yeah, let's go around, do our outros, and then get the hell out of here so that we can do our after show. And if you guys want to watch the after show for this show and many others, go check it out over on our Patreon, patreon.com/unMadeGaming. Go check it out there. There's a free tier you can join there. You get some blog stuff. And there's other tiers that I'll get all kind of stuff. And if you want to play one of these games, I believe there are 2 slots left open to join us in our monthly one-shots. And you can play in some Glenbrook, you can play in some Wrighton, you can play in some all of our. Actually, we have like 4 or 5 different Tales from the Loop settings now. Playing all of our Tales from the Loop games, and all of our.
Pay
campaigns.
us some money freely.
The definitely not campaigns. Yeah, come join us in our one-shots. Have a good time. That being said, let's go around. We'll start with our wonderful GM here. Profo, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm El Profo. I have recently migrated to Blue Sky, so come make my number larger and increase the serotonin in my brain.
Yeah.
And I'm all out of lager. It's terrible.
Oh no!
Need a refill.
But I will at some point finish the crossover that I've been meaning to write. That is another time travel shenanigans that brings a familiar character from another Tales from the Loop, perhaps in a different England, one that's less good, to the best England.
Debatable at best. And if you want to see more of, or not see, but read, I guess reading and seeing are the same thing. If you want to read more of Profo's fanfics, go check it out over at unmadegaming.fandom.com, where you can find all of them, which are uploaded there, along with everyone else's fanfics that they have written about the various worlds in which we play here on the channel. That being said, we'll jump over to Trevor. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. You can find me here for the Patreon one-shots. I hang out on the Discord. You can also find me over on my own YouTube channel at Vitruvian Meeple, where we are playing some Cypher System fantasy. It's called Echoes of the Undying. We're getting to a really good meaty part of the initial plot, so great time to join in. I am also on Blue Sky, Vitruvian Meeple at B-Sky, so yeah, find me, come hang out, and let's play pretend and have cool times together.
Hell yeah. Jumping over to Iquin, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
Friends, tonight we've told some stories, we've had some funs, but I need to be real. Punk rockers are people too, and most of them are nice. And I am your friendly neighborhood Iquin. I am not that much as a Derek, as I might see if this is the person seeing me. I do run the unMadeGaming, what was it called now? Mastodon, thank you. I appear in the Discord where I run off-camera games, mostly Call of Cthulhu, and you can hit me up there. Otherwise, fuck you.
Hell yeah. And last but not least, Chris, who are you? Where can we find you? What are you up to?
I'm Chris A.K. Necro. You can only find me in unMadeGaming spaces. So here in the Patreon one-shots, which, reminder from Mike, there are 2 spaces. I have double-checked. You have 2. And in the Rise campaign, which we have in an hour or so's time, as well as Atari Twilight, Age of Always, when that is next scheduled, which will be in the new year sometime.
Yeah. Fantastic. That is it from us. We will see you guys in about an hour for some Rise, which is our other Patreon campaign, as Chris has said. So stick around, hang out. We'll be back in about an hour. So we'll see you guys then. All of us to you guys. Bye-bye.
Toodles noodles.